40,000 homes are without power in Northern Ireland after Storm Amy brings heavy rain and high winds.
Storm Amy has packed a punch, and the storm force weather and warnings to take extra care last for much of the weekend. Barry Caffrey, BBC News.
All of us looking at those images, Simon, some pretty dramatic storms happening. Just, is it clear where it's going and how bad it is?
Absolutely, yeah. I can show you the track of the storm in just a second, but these are the strongest wind gusts that we've seen through yesterday evening.
So when I was walking into the office this morning, I felt I was being really buffeted here in Salford. I don't know kind of what miles per hour.
Yeah, but well below this.
I can't imagine 96. That would knock you off your feet, wouldn't it?
Yeah, these are really powerful, dangerous winds. In fact, for Northern Ireland, in Magillion, it was the highest wind gust for Northern Ireland in October, actually. So, yeah, some really notable wind gusts there across mainly the north and the west. But all of us are going to see some really strong winds through the course of today. As I said, the start of the week does look a little bit warmer than it will be over this weekend. But really watch out for the strong winds today. All of us are going to notice that, and it could still cause some damage and some disruption.
At least there's something kind of more positive to look forward to at the end
over
of the
weekend.
Stay safe out there anyway. Simon, thank you.
Okay.
We do believe the worst of Storm Amy has passed. There are 2 yellow warnings still in place for wind until midnight and for rain until midday. Today will be all about the clear up, but only if conditions allow, and that could be difficult.
Sarah, thanks very much. Sarah Gervin for us there, our correspondent in Belfast.
Yeah, Simon's here with the weather now. Those are the practical effects of a big storm.
Yeah, of course, we had those strong winds overnight, gusting in excess of 90 miles an hour in Northern Ireland and across Scotland. So, yeah, many people waking up this morning to perhaps scenes like we just saw there, lots of trees, debris on the ground. So there is still this amber warning from the Met Office, which is valid until 9 o'clock this evening, because it's here where we're going to see the strongest winds from now on.
Yellow weather warnings remain in place here, even though the worst of the storm has passed. There's one for wind until midnight, and there's one for rain until midday. Travel-wise, as you said, ferries were cancelled yesterday, trains as well, and flights. Things are back up and running again, but there is a bit of advice just to check with your provider if you have any plans today. So lots of efforts to get scenes like this one cleared up, to get electricity back up and running again, and I hope that things have calmed enough now after Storm Amy to let that happen, because as you can see, there's lots of work to do.
Indeed. Sarah, thank you. Sarah Gervin there, our correspondent in Belfast.
Yeah, so that's some of the practical effects. Simon, I think you've been looking at the wind speeds. I mean, I know you've got more trees down there as well. It's been pretty fierce in a lot of places.
It was a rough night, yeah. Wind speeds in excess of 90 miles an hour in parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland. So the most powerful winds have actually now eased off. So we're not going to see those high gusts of 80, 90 anymore. But many people are probably waking up this morning to scenes like this. You know, trees are down, there's a lot of debris on the roads, power cuts as well. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a rough night, and many waking up to things like this. Now, as I said, the most powerful winds have cleared away, but it's going to remain very windy for all of us through the course of today. And there is still an amber warning from the Met Office across the far north of Scotland.
Yeah, well, we won't, not here. No. We'll need, like, layers and windproofs.
Yes.
That's what we need today.
Yes, Simon can advise us on what not to wear. How about that?
Yeah, it's still very windy, Charlie. These are the wind gusts that we saw yesterday evening because of Storm Amy, in excess of 90 miles an hour. Now, in Tiree, 96 miles an hour was recorded at 7 o'clock yesterday evening before that weather station stopped communicating with us. So there may be some updates to that one. But yes, certainly, these are the most powerful winds that we saw with Storm Amy. Those have now eased away, but it is still going to be a very windy day. And certainly many of us waking up this morning to perhaps scenes like this with some trees down, lots of debris on the roads because of those strong winds through the night. So do take care if you are travelling through this morning.
Hello again. So after a very windy spell of weather, things are looking a lot quieter as we go through the next few days. Now, for the next couple of hours or so, still quite windy across the capital, but gradually those winds will start to ease off, and it's looking much calmer as we move into Sunday, and hopefully we'll get to see more in the way of sunshine too. Good afternoon. Well, Storm Amy has provisionally broken records for the strongest October wind gust for Northern Ireland on record, and provisionally the lowest mean sea level on record as well. It's been causing big waves around the coast. We've had a lot of trees down, travel disruption as well, and expect some of that disruption to be ongoing through today. So we've still got strong winds, and for some of us some heavy thundery downpours around too. But it is across the north of Scotland where we've got an amber warning in force until 9 p.m.
Hello there, good evening. Strong winds and heavy rain from Storm Amy across many parts of the UK, particularly the northwest, where we've seen gusts of wind of over 80 to 90 miles an hour. It's led to damage and plenty of disruption too.
It's been a windy start to the weekend with gales across northern Britain and Northern Ireland. The winds start to ease in the next few hours and then clearer skies. If a little cooler than of late, temperatures have been much lower today, a similar theme overnight and into tomorrow. And an amber warning remains in place across northern Scotland for a time, damaging gusts in excess of 85 miles an hour before those winds start to slacken.